Hello and welcome to my Barracks tour. Truth be told, I was gonna hold off on making this until I hit a certain sub goal, but you know what? The hell with that. I think this would be an interesting video, and I think it'll be fun to make. Besides, who doesn't like talking about their own stuff? Alright, so some units will be boring because you have stuff like Marth, who's, he's a plus 10, but it's a plus 10 Barracks tour, so I have to talk about the things that aren't, quote, premium whale units. So, anyways, so the first on, it'll go like from red to blue to green to colorless. That's just how it's sorted. So here's the first. Here's, I don't think I have any other sets on. Oh, I actually do. Anyways, this is. So the way I have my skill sets labeled, main is just like general use / arena use, basically. I actually should make a category just for arena, actually, now that I think about it. But anyways, I have main as like main, general purpose, arena, whatever. Then I have a support. Then I have an alternative that's more... I guess now that I think about it, main is more of like arena usage. And then then there's support, which speaks for itself, and then alternative is like a more general use case. But, anyways, so I feel like everyone's got a plus 10 like original Marth, right? And it's just, everyone's got one of these guys sitting around. He was like one of the best support stat stick butts.
I wonder what Zeta will think of these clothes.
Oh, my bad. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't really use them anymore, but the other day I went through all my plus 10s and I put together skill sets for him for the purposes of this video. So yeah, his other sets are just what they are, just support. So he's got you got the attack buffer and then the speed buffer Marth, and that's it. And then it's just another one that has like defense instead of whatever. And yeah, alright, so there you go, that's Marth. That's the first one. And now we have Mini Marth. I think he already has his... Oh, no, he doesn't. Wait. Why is this his main? Huh. I actually don't know why. And I literally put this together yesterday. And I can't tell you why Winter Rapier's there. Anyways, I formed him because I think his original build was just like normal distant counter with like special spiral and like just a cookie cutter, like baby Marth that everyone made when he came out. And when he was on the Forma, I mean, I feel like if you had a plus 10 young Marth, you got the Forma just to get slightly better stuff on him. And that's kind of what I did. So there's that, and then this is what I would ordinarily use on him. Now, unfortunately, when he was in the Forma, the Distant Storm wasn't available, and Distant Pressure just did not show up, so I had to take Distant Stance, which was the only distant counter skill that showed up for me, unfortunately. Yeah. He already had this. This is new. I think I got Spurn as like a secondary ability, but that's like it. So yeah, that's Marth. We have Alm. I like Alm, he's one of my favorite characters. Yep. Oh, wait, hold on. I'm a fool. Why is Deathblow there? This should be on his main set. There you go. Yeah, there's my Alm. When his Resplendent came out, I don't think I had him plus 10 yet. His Resplendent made him like plus 8 or something for me. And then when he came around on the the revival banners, I got the last 2 copies and just finished him off. And yeah, and then I gave him this build because he was an amazing Gale Forcer back then. Like, I'm talking like, this was probably a year and a half, 2 years ago now. He was an amazing Gale Forcer. Now he's like sub-mid. He just doesn't have the attack stat to utilize Heavy Blade anymore, but... And I don't even really use him that much anymore, regrettably, but, that's how... Such is power creep, your old favorites will fall out, and it's just... His stat line's kind of like... I don't know, as much as I like Alm, he's not really redeemable in the current meta. Yeah, I like my characters, but I'm also the kind of player that I would rather get something new than struggle to make something old relevant again. Which sounds stupid, but I mean, if I can, then I will. Yeah, that's my Alm. What other sets do I have on him? This might be the only set I have on him, actually. Yeah. So, yeah, that's Alm. There's not much to say about this guy. I don't use him. I don't use him. It's just, I plus 10'd him. I went through a phase when a unit got a Resplendent, and it was like a 3 to 4 star unit. I would just plus 10 them because I could. But that phase didn't last long because, like, this was the result of one of those. And I did it. I was like, dude, what a waste of feathers. Like, what do I even do with this thing? I might have actually plus 10 him when he got his Refine, actually. Not when he got his Resplendent, but still. Yeah, he's not good. He needs a metric ton of investment to, like, be useful. And I don't like Roy enough to do that. Here's Lynn. Yep. I think when Lynn got a Resplendent, there were a lot of people that made this exact same build. And I'll be honest, I think I saw KCB showcase this exact Lynn build, and I just copied it because it seemed like a good idea. And it was a good idea at the time, but, like, I don't know, even back then, I don't know, she just doesn't have the attack stat to really do much of anything, but, you know, I had her high merged from before, like off pity breaks, and then I got all the other merges I needed for her from 4-star specials. Like, she's not something I chased, she's just something that happened. And I don't mind, I like Lynn. FE7, for me, like most North Americans, is the original Fire Emblem game, because it was the first one that got localized, so yeah, for that reason. Lynn is very nostalgic for me, so I like her. Let me see, I think that's her only set, yeah. So yeah, there's Lynn. Now, here's a character that I actually like a lot. Stupidly enough, I don't like her because, look, Carla wasn't playable in FE7. She's just, like, there. She shows up in the story for, like, a hot minute. Look, I just like her because she's hot, alright? That's literally it.
From this moment on, I will be the sword at your side. Show me who to cut down, and I will bring death upon them.
Good. Yeah. So I think when Carla first came out, this was at a time where I wasn't really wailing that much. I was, like, more of a dolphin. But I think I got her to +4 on her original banner. Excuse me. And she just kind of stayed at +4 for a while, and then off pity breaks and such, I would eventually get her to, like, I think I had her at, like, +6 or something like that. When she got her Refine, she was +6. And, like, I wanted to +10 her at that point. But I think that was also around the time where I decided that 4-star, or, revival banners weren't worth it. Because there was one revival banner where I wanted to go in for Micaiah merges. And I spent like 300 orbs, and I only got one Micaiah. And I was like, yo, revival banners are bullshit. And I just don't summon on them anymore. So, but when the double hero special that had, Hatari Nailah and young Ike, spoilers, I went ham on that banner, I got like 3 4-star specials of her. So, and I had gotten one prior, so yeah, I +10'd her just randomly off of that. And I was quite happy with that. So yeah, I don't think this is like an optimal build or anything, but it's good. It works. And this might actually be the only set I have on her, actually. Oh no, I have an alternative set, actually. This right here is a set I used in Chaos Season that worked out fairly well, actually. People, like, underestimate, and this was, like, before, I think she was still +6 at the time when that version 2 Chaos Season was happening. I just put Odd Tempest on her, and, like, people underestimated her, man. I think she went and killed, like, a Fallen Rhea, like, straight up. just double Vital Astrad no, she would have just, like, I don't know, I'm pretty sure she Vital Astrad her. Anyway, she did kill her. But yeah, so this is a decent Carla. I like her. But, like, this is her best, like, this is just a good set for her. I love using her in Arena Assault. Okay. Or, if you open up my channel video is actually a video of Carla. It's titled Carla's Revenge, and it's a stupid video, but it's also one of the my favorite videos that I've ever made, because I, like, actually attempted to do edits and such. They're not good edits, but anyways. And then here is the young man himself, young Ike. So this is his main set for, like, either, like, for Arena or just, like, Arena Assault or whatever. His role his role is supposed to be to enemy phase duo daggers, but there will be times where, like, there was one Arena Assault video I made where I had Unity on him instead of Distant Dart, and I forgot that, and he just died because he couldn't counterattack. And I was like, wait, what? I was like, oh my god, I forgot I put Unity on him, and I didn't switch back for Arena Assault. I have a... Oh, well, I'll talk about that in a second. But yeah, this is his main set. Barring any bullshit, he can deal with duo daggers. I usually use... I'm pretty sure he can tank Ninja Corns too. But I think I use a different set for that. Like, I think if I want him to deal with Corns instead of daggers, I put Drive Speed on him instead to try and take away her true damage. But yeah, he's got other sets. This is an alternative set. Okay, so this is a Summoner Duel set. And this is a set meant for him to duel Brave Selefs. I don't expect him to kill Brave Selef. I just expect him to not die to Brave Selef. As long as he doesn't get doubled, he won't die to him. And that's the whole purpose of this set. Excuse me. Alright, so that is young Ike. Oh, so yeah, when he was on his double special, on his original banner, I think I got him... I believe I sniped Reds, but I don't quite remember. I got more young Mias than Ikes. I think I only had Ike up to, like, +2 from that banner. I had, like, +4 young Mia. But I foddered one of my Mias, so... I have Mia +1 because she has a good boon. But I made the other ones into manuals just in case I wanted the tempo fodder. And he actually does have tempo, actually. I put tempo on him from young Mia. And he also has Flashing Blade, but he doesn't use it. Because why would he need to? He doesn't even have it learned, actually. Yeah. Actually... No, never mind. Yeah, it's just... So, yeah. But I struggle with using tempo, because I'm like, does he need it? I don't know. And I was like, LOL's probably better. Because I think I had tempo on his Brave Selef dueling set before, but then I decided that LOL would be infinitely better, because Brave Selef buffs himself, so you need to take that speed away from him. And he doesn't need tempo, so, yeah. That's that. Alright, Zerk. So when that Ninja banner came out, I think this was a time where I was transitioning from Dolphin into Whale, like I was somewhere in between. So it was a phase in my Fae career, if you will, where I was willing to spend money to +10 4-star specials, but I wasn't quite willing to invest in 5-star exclusives, because that was... I think it was a time before I was established in my career, and, like, I had an expendable income, but it wasn't, like, what it is now. Not to brag, I mean, I'm nothing special. Don't get twisted, I'm nothing special. But, yeah. So, yeah, so that's Zerk. I just made him a Gale Forcer, because I felt like other people, like, Tacho has, like, I think Tacho's build was probably a little bit better. He has, like, Spurn and stuff on him. But, I don't know. I just kind of thought he would be better as a Gale Forcer. And so that's just what I decided to go with him. But, like, nowadays, I think he's got the speed stat to utilize Flashing Blades still, for the most part. But, like, his attack stat is a little low. Like, there's a lot of things he can't really... Like, he used to be really great in Arena Assault, but nowadays he's... I can't remember... excuse me. I can't remember the last time I, like, productively used him. But, you know, he's still here. And Legend Ike. I feel like a lot of whales have an Ike sitting in their barracks. This is just like his, Honestly, I would say this is Arena set, but I haven't used... The only time I ever use Ike in Arena now is if he's the bonus unit. Other than that, like, I don't even... Regrettably, I, like, never use him anymore. Even in Arena Assault. I just have, like, better options. Ooh, I need some water. But yeah, for what it is, it's still a good set. Honestly, when I gave him Red Dual Infantry 4 Arena, I just kind of eventually put that on all of his builds because it's just better than anything else I have on him right now. And, like, I'm not willing to give him anything else. Like, I'm not willing to invest anything else in him, so what he has is what he's gonna have probably forever. Which, again, sucks, but, you know, it is what it is. Power creep is bullshit. So he has, like, this is like a set I would use on him if he himself is the bonus unit. This is a set I used to use on him when, like, if I used him as part of my Earth Core, and I just needed him to support the bonus unit. And then, oops, I think those are all the sets I have on him, actually. Yeah. And that's that. Well, okay, moving right along. Fallen Ike. So, the remix banner is when I got a lot of merges for this guy. I think on his original banner, I only got like a +1 of him. And, like, I don't know, I might have been saving orbs just for something else at the time. I don't remember why I didn't go for him, but, like, I think it might have been his art. He just, like, it was a cool concept, but I just didn't really like. Anyways, regardless of why I decided not to +10 him back then, when he was on the remix banner, I think it was when Legendary Marth got his remix refined. I think that's when Fallen Ike was run on the remix banner. So I think I may have been trying to get merges for Legend Marth, and he just kept popping up. Like, he went from +1 all the way up to, like, +9, and I didn't get that many merges on Marth. I think my Legend Marth is, like, only +6 right now. So, like, I just got ratioed by Fallen Ike, and I think I just, for whatever reason, I just decided not to finish him. And I just stopped. But then, you know, he entered into the Hall of Forms, and that was the last merge I needed. So I was like, alright. And, you know, his base kit is kind of sucks right now. So I got some better stuff on him, and, you know, here he is. Again, it's not like an optimal build, but there may have been other units that I was building, too, that I formed. I don't quite remember. So when I have to split my torches between units, I have to just settle for certain things. He doesn't have an alternative set or nothing like that, but what else do I have on him? I don't think a Unity skill popped up for me, otherwise I probably would have took a Unity instead of a Stance. Probably took in a few from that as well. So yeah, not a lot of... Oh, he has Blue Flame too, but that's just because it was Hall of Forms. Okay. Chrom. This is one of my favorite Resplendents. I'm a Chrom man. I like Chrom. So, when he got his Resplendent, I'll be honest, the reason why I built him the way I did was because of video Phoenix Master put out. And every single time there's like a new banner or like a new Resplendent comes out, I look to our Lord and Savior, PM1, to give me build ideas. So, Phoenix Master swore that like plus speed was like his best boon, so I was like, you know what? He knows. So I just went with it. And I basically just built him to duel dragons. He is an enemy phase dragon duelist. That's basically what I use him for, and he's pretty good at it. And that's probably the only set I have on him because, yeah, that's just the way I use him. Okay, moving along. Yenfei. This was a time before I went, like, super whale mode and, like, plus 10 meta stuff out the gate, or, like, on reruns and stuff. This was a time where I needed, like, Ninja Corn was, like, super rampant in Arena. Like, she was everywhere, even in Arena Assault, and I was like, I need something to counter her. Like, I need something on my, like, Wind Core, or, like, just someone that I could swap around that can, like, just deal with that unit. And I know what you're thinking. Yenfei isn't the best unit for that, and you're right, he's not. If you build him the way everyone else builds him. I didn't do that. This Yenfei has exactly one job to do, and he does it very well. His only job is to kill Ninja Corns, and he does it. Trust me, he does it. I think if the Ninja Corn is like max offensive build with like catch and blade session and like rallies and all that stuff, I have to get the ruse off for him to survive. Other than that, he just tanks her. No problem. And that's Yenfei. That's the only set on him. Because like I said, I built him with one job in mind. And that's what he does. Ryoma, I literally plus 10 off of pity breaks and 4-star specials. I never really put any kind of investment in him. I didn't even refine his Raijinto. I like Ryoma. I do. It's just I just never built him yet. And I feel like one of these days I'll refine Raijinto and I'll put some level of investment into him, but just hasn't happened yet. And that's that. Byleth. I like Byleth a lot. Unfortunately, he kind of sucks now. Like, Creator Sword needs a refine. It just, like, it does. He's not super good at tanking stuff. This build I took from Lubu. Oh, one of my cats found a ball to play with. Okay, yeah, so Lubu made a showcase of, like, Miracle Byleth. And, dude, I love that so much. So, I don't think this is the exact build he used, but it's close. So that's, like, his main set. But, like, I never use him anymore because he kind of sucks nowadays. Like, he doesn't have the speed. He doesn't have any extra stats in his weapon. Like, he needs a refine so bad. I feel like when they do finally refine him, he's going to be nuts. Like, he'll be relevant again, but, like, right now he's just bad. And, he has, like, a couple of other sets. Like, this set, I think I use on him for... I used to use this set on him for, like, chain challenges and stuff. I just have, like, a fire save tank with him. And then... this one's kind of more the same. Like, similar idea. Or, this is like a self-sustained tank, I guess. But, again, it doesn't work that well. That really well anymore. But yeah, hopefully he gets a good refine. And if it's nuts, like, I really want to invest flowers into a man. Like, I think he can have like 20 flowers, so that's 4 stats, and he needs those stats. But like, dude, I can't bring myself to make the investment when he's like this bad. So moving on, Black Knight. I will be right back. I'm gonna put another log on my fire. Okay, back. My fire was starting to dwindle. Let's put another log on. Alright. So, here's Black Knight. He is one of my... Pelleas is my favorite game by far. So when the Grail shop first opened up, I plus 10'd him immediately. Like, I think one of his oldest sets was just like Stance 4 with like Vengeful Fighter. Yeah. And then like threat and attack speed. Some bullshit like that. But as the game evolved, so did he. And I made the like immersive build for him to be a near save bot for Micaiah in Ether raids. And that worked for a good long while too. It doesn't work anymore because power creep, but Micaiah can still hold her own in Ether raids, but Black Knight can't really save for her anymore, so I kind of retired that team comp. But I still like him a lot. He's really good. Well, that's subjective. He's not that great, but this build is good. This might be... Oh, he has other builds. Wait, does he? Oh, this was before you guys were fine. And then this was... I might not have looked at him when I was putting the stuff together, I guess. But either way, this is his main set. This is what I always use on him. I might, like, swap the rally for, like swap or something, but, like, that's it. I think eventually down the road, if I do upgrade his kit again, I'm gonna swap him to plus speed instead of plus attack. Give him attack speed near save, and then swap him to a speed build, because I think if you make him fast enough, he can actually near save against Brave Seliph and, like, not die. But that's for another time. Here's one of my favorite units of all time. Cats are playing. Okay. Summer Edelgard, or as I like to call her, Summer Altina. I mean, I don't really like Edelgard as much as other people do. And this will sound stupid, but like, she as incredible as this unit is, and don't get me wrong, I will plus 10 a unit if I deem them to be like super meta, and like I just look at them as like they're gonna be everywhere. They're just that good, and this is that good of a unit. But I mean, it's Pelleas. Altina's here, you know what I mean? All right, but yeah, I mean, I use this unit for everything. Like, well, that's not true. The only time I used her in Arena was when she was a bonus unit. But I could use her in Arena if I wanted to, I just don't. But like, Arena Assault, I use her every Arena Assault. I use her every Astra season in Ether raids. She is my go-to for summoner duels as a save tank. Like, this is probably... saying she's my favorite unit in my barracks would be like putting her on a really high pedestal, but she's probably my best unit in my barracks. Like, she's just... she is the most versatile unit in this game, and you can't convince me otherwise. There is no unit in this game that has the versatility that this unit has. You can build her to do anything. You can build her to fill any role you need her to. And I'm sorry, my cats kind of like to play catch with themselves. They'll like pick up a ball, run up the stairs, and then drop it, and then come back down, get it, and just rinse repeat. It's cute. It's kind of disruptive right now, but I'm not gonna like.
I'm not
anyways.
fond of the water. Don't worry. Come on, I'll
So,
show you.
This right here is a near save set I use for summoner duels when I pair her with my ninja leg yarn. She has this to lower her attack to 70. That way, Elowood can buff both Summer, Edeltina, and leg yarn. That's the only reason she has Fort Deverez. And then Miracle, I learned the hard way, is like necessary for your save tanks now, because there's just so many like tank busters out there. But like ever since I put Miracle on her, no one initiates on her anymore. Like, it's just so good. Then you've got the fire save variant of that exact same build. Again, I swapped to Miracle because it just keeps her alive. It just does. And then, this is my favorite set. Well, no, my favorite set's probably the save set, but this is the Gale Force set for Ether Raids. And I love it. It's just so brain dead, I love it. Okay, so there. That's her. Moving right along. There's not much to say about this one. When he got to refine, at the time he was just so good that everybody like plus 10'd him, and I was one of those people, and that's basically it. I don't use him anymore. I'm sure he still works, but like personally I just don't use him anymore. That's about all I have to say on that. Eliwood, kind of the same story. When he got his refine, I feel like everybody plus 10'd him and gave him the refine. And there's a lot of like variations of build that work on him. For the most part, you just use Gale Force. Like, he's a good Gale Forcer, but like, again, time has not been too kind to him. So there's like that. And then I think I have like an alternative, yeah, I have like a Desperation set. But for the most part, I just keep the lull on him, because otherwise he might just not meet the speed check. And yeah, that's Eliwood. This is one of my favorite Grail units that I've ever made. I think this is the only set I have on him too. Yeah, Bertram. When they released rearmed Leif and I sparked him, I knew exactly what I was gonna do with him. Gave me a reason to build this guy. I mean, there's not much to say. He's literally just a... with Arcane Yulner, he's literally just a blue version of Geralt. That's it. And he does what he does very well. He's a good tank. And he's fun to use. Mostly I just use him for like... a lot of what you see is just like used in Arena Assault. Like as a counter pick. Unless I say otherwise, like unless I say like, yo, I use this everywhere, or this is for Arena or Ether Raids, whatever. If I don't specify what I use them for, usually it's just like an Arena Assault counter pick, or I just made them to have because I like them, or they've just fallen. So this one here though, this unit surprises me. I still use this unit, like today, believe it or not. She's really good. She's a good counter pick in Arena Assault for like dealing with Ninja Corns and such. She's just a good mage tank, man. She's not so good at like tank busting as she used to be. Like, she used to be a good counter for like Brave Edelgard, but now that she's got her refine and she's nuts, she's more of a mage tank nowadays than anything. But she does it really well. She does it quite well. And then, this was her old, like, tank buster kit. But, like I said, she's not so good at tank busting anymore, so I usually just stick with her mage buster kit now. Oops. So yeah, this is, like, what I always run on her now. And it's good. Alright. Ashnard. Regrettably, I never use him, like, anywhere. But it's Ashnard. I just plus dend him because it's a Pelleas unit and he's badass. But I just can't, like, find a good team comp for him. Someday, maybe I will. And again, I think when I got his Forma and I basically just got a bunch of premium stuff on him for free, that's when I... Actually, that's a lie. No, I plus 10'd him... Okay, you know when I plus 10'd him? I plus 10'd him on the Ninja Chrom banner, because Ninja Levitain was there, and I remember I specifically summoned a copy of Ninja Levitain so I could give him attack and defense reign. But again, like, I plus 10'd him and I built him and I didn't use him for anything. This is basically just a set that he got, like, from... Well, actually, no. The impact I gave him straight up. Same with guard bearing. However, what he got from Hall of Forms was Unity and the Menace, but I think this is probably a set that I'd use more often on him. The Unity set. But yeah, he's cool. Alright, Hatari Nailah. This is a happy accident from +10ing young Ike. But you know what? When I went into that banner to +10 young Ike, in the back of my mind I was like, yo, I really hope I +10 Nailah first. Because +10ing Ike was the stopping point, but like I wanted to +10 Nailah too, and I'm happy that she got +10 first. Because I think when I +10 Nailah, Ike was at like +8. So, and then I actually have a manual of Nailah. I got one more Nailah before I finished Ike. So, I have sturdy surge fodder that I don't know what to do with, but yeah, here she is. She's cool. This is basically like, this is Nailah. The OG Nailah we got was like kind of underwhelming and not that strong, but like, yo, if you played Radiant Dawn, Nailah is an absolute powerhouse. Like this weapon here is more representative of the power she has in Radiant Dawn than what, like, even the Refine that the OG copy got is pretty underwhelming. And like, she doesn't have the stat line to be a sustain tank, so I don't know what they were thinking. But yeah, this is Nailah as far as I'm concerned. And then I have like, I have an AoE set on her. It's pretty good. Oh, hold on. Okay, where was I? I'd go give my kitties what we like to call nighttime lunch. Okay. Okay, yeah, so, Nailah, this is her AoE build. And she used to be summoner supported with my Groom Raphael, but I have since ally supported, but I've since ally supported my Raphael with Yuri, so we can have an instant lethality. So, this isn't as effective, but like, I could still find ways to make it work, like with infantry pulse and all that. But, yeah. And, regrettably, I don't really use this Nailah for anything. Which, like, sucks, because I really like this Nailah a lot, but... anyways. I'll find a use for her at some point. Tibarn! Okay. Yeah, Tibarn. I remember when they first showed Tibarn, I was like elated at the concept of Laguz units in the game, and I'm actually pretty happy with how they incorporated them. Like, they found a way to make it work and to make sense, and I just love it. Like, the Laguz units / beast units in this game are just my favorite. I just love how they work. They're great. And Tibarn, as old of a unit as he is, his refine holds up. It's amazing, and he's just really strong. Like, he just kills stuff, man. He's so good. I was thinking about maybe putting Sturdy Surge onto him since I have that to spare, but I'm not sure. Like, he doesn't need it. He could definitely use it, but yeah, I'm just not sure. Because this has been working out fine, as is. I used to use him in Summoner Duels, but like, I've since retired my Beast team from Summoner Duels because it just wasn't working. It's in the way the meta has gone with like AoE, and it's like 80% ranged threats. It's just trying to like use a Beast team in Summoner Duels is really, really hard. So I had to retire it. One of these days I'll bring it back. I'm hoping. But yeah, as for now, I had to retire it. But for the time that I did use it, between him and Pirate Naesala, it went great. But like I said, like, it's just the way everything has gone and evolved. Like, Pirate Naesala can't even kill Brave Edelgard anymore. It's ridiculous. So, yeah, it's unfortunate, but I had to retire the B squad from Summoner Duels. And haven't really found a spot for him yet. Like, I figured I might use him for like ether raids or something like that, but yeah, just haven't found a use for my B squads yet. But, anyways, that's Tibarn. Ooh, and speaking of, here is... Now, this is probably my favorite unit in my barracks. Summer Edelgard is probably, like, arguably my best unit. This is my favorite unit. Right here. Pirate Naesala. Get a little bit of water. Now, when Pirate Naesala first came out, honestly, I wasn't planning to plus 10 him. It just kind of happened. Like, spoilers, I went in and plus 10'd Pirate Vika off that manor, since she was a 4-star special. But I think I was summoning colorless as well as red the whole way through. And by the time I plus 10'd Vika, believe it or not, Naesala was like plus 5. And I plus 10 Vika and not that many orbs. Like, that was a fairly lucky banner for me. And since I'd like, I plus 10 Vika and got Naesala at plus 5 after like 500 orbs or so. And I was like, damn, man. Let's just see how many more orbs. Like, I'll throw a couple more 100 orbs at it, and let's just see how many more Naesalas I can get. And I think in like 200-ish more orbs, I got him to plus 7. So I was like, you know what? Let's just ride it out. Let's just keep going. And yeah, I finished him out. And he's really strong. Like, he's got desperation and like offensive NFU. What more could you want at the time? Even now, his weapon does hold up, but it's unfortunate, man. In an era of damage reduction, beast units are in a bad spot because they, aside from infantry beast units that can use like Special Spiral 4, the flyers and the calves, they don't have a way to negate damage reduction yet. And that's a problem. Like, he can't, as powerful as Pirate Naesala is, he can't kill Brave Edelgard. That's bullshit. he can't kill a green unit? Like, come on, man. Anyways, such that it is. But he is like my premier Gale Force unit for like arena assault. And in summoner duels, like I said with Tibarn, he was so good when he first came out. Like, everyone underestimated him. He could kill anything. But as time went on and more units came out and more stuff got refined, he fell off. Like I said, I think I made the decision to retire my beast team like about, I think I finally retired them like 7 months ago or so now. Or maybe 6 months ago, something like that. Yeah, I started hitting walls with like every, like, I think it was around the time when the favor cap went from 2,400. Actually, no. I have 2,500 on Pirate Naesala, I believe. But 2,300 is when I started picking him off of the beast team and putting him onto like just teams that have more meta-relevant units. And he was just a cheerleader because he had the highest favor at the time. But like, eventually even that got kind of difficult to do, so now, since I had grinded favor on like, I think Asker. Yeah, Asker is my favorite unit now because he can fit in any team, right? So it made sense to grind favor on him. But yeah, it's unfortunate. So that's his Gale Force set. And then this here, this was his Summoner Duel set. Actually, no, it wasn't. But this is a set. I actually don't think I've used this set for anything now that I'm looking at it. It's just something I threw together. This here, actually no. His Summoner Duel set was actually just his Gale Force set with Moonbow instead of Gale Force. But, and then this here I think I used to use this in Summoner Duels. Not Blazing Wind, but again with like Moonbow or Luna. But then I realized that like, as long as he doesn't get doubled, he could actually like face tank some stuff. And then I could just dance him with Raisin and then kill something else. But yeah, eventually that stopped working too, because of speed creep. But yeah, anyways, that's Pirate Naesala. One of my favorite units. Speaking of favorite units and investments, you guys are about to see an investment that not a lot of people are willing to do. This is my Sothis. Look, man, she's... as bad as her refine is, this is like a good kit. She does okay, but I can't believe they did this to her, man. Oh, what were they thinking? This is so bad. How could they do this to Sothis? Anyways, after this refine came out, this is... Hold on. Okay. Just pretend attack smoke is times pulse. This is the set I used to run on her. Well, just normal Sirius instead of like Sirius Plus, but like this is what I used to run on her, right? Dragon Wall. And she did okay for a while. Now, barring NFU, and depending on how much she could heal, she was a solid enemy phase tank, and I was really excited when they announced her refine. But when this is what they gave us, I was like, you know what? If IS won't make her good, I will. And that is what gave birth to this set. I was like, it's time to make Sothis good. And this is what I did with her. And for what it is, it works great. Like, as long as she survives the first match and she gets attack smoke off, she can simulate NFU. And then she becomes a very good enemy phase tank. But yeah, it's so unfortunate what they did to her. Anyways, moving on to another one of my favorites. Duo Chrom. Okay. So this is his like arena set now, with Special Spiral 4 and Ruptured Sky. Yes, I am that guy that did this. But I mean, it's a no-brainer, man, come on. Don't blame me. Blame IS for making Special Spiral 4 what it is. Look, this was a mistake. It was, and it is. But it's here, and we have to just live with it. And such is this. It gave birth to crap like this. So, you know, it is what it is. And there's not really much to say about Chrom. I mean, he's another unit that's just used everywhere, right? You use him in Arena. I use him in Arena Assault. I use him in AR Defense. I actually don't use him in AR Defense that much. I use him in AR Defense for Chaos Season specifically. I actually don't have him on my Anima or Dark defenses. I should, but I don't. But he goes hard in Chaos Defense. And Summoner Duels. For like favor battles and SDR, he is just a mainstay. And for SDS, he's always on one of those teams. It's debatably the best unit in the entire game. The only other one you could say that would give him a run for his money as best unit in the game is Summer Edelgard. But I would say a lot of people would agree that this is the best unit in the game. He's fucking nuts. So, in one of my past arena videos, I mentioned that I may eventually change him over to a res build, so he could like more easily deal with Halloween Dumas. Here it is. Halloween Duma can no longer turn off his special. And there you go. I think he needs a resistance rally. But yeah, I'm pretty sure, like, within a 5-stat check, Duma can no longer turn off his Ruptured Sky. Or if he does, like, it probably wouldn't matter. So yeah, there's that. This here is his Summoner Duels build. You know, turn off the enemy's specials Canto Control, Hardy Bearing. This is like a stock build for Summoner Duels. This is pretty cut and dry as far as it goes for Summoner Duels. Oops, there was another one. This is like his old main build. And this is what he always ran before I swapped into like the attack res finish build and special spiral 4. Yeah, this is like old base Chrom, but now I've got a new base Chrom that all the builds I have on. Yeah. But yeah, this is too fucking good right here. Way too good. Alright. So that's Chrom. Here's Pelleas. I literally built him as a bonus unit for Arena one week and never used him again. Not that I regret, like I still use him in, that's a lie, I still use him in Arena Assault as a res tank. Admittedly, when I built him up as a bonus unit, I assumed his speed stat was not that high. I didn't know he had a speed stat. If I had known, I would have gave him speed skills instead of res skills. But, you know, such that it is. He's a res tank. He can enemy phase in Endurance, you know, so there's that. But, yeah, there's not much to say about him. I needed a bonus unit for that week, and here he is. One of my more recent plus 10s. Veronica. What a unit. What a tank buster of a unit. She's just incredible. And like I had a copy of Ninja Camilla that I had kept to like use. But like after I got Veronica, I was like, no brainer, I'm giving her sealed res. I don't care. So, yeah. That's basically the story of Veronica. I was actually quite lucky with her. If you've watched that summoning video, I got a lot of Veronicas, and I didn't. Well, I got a lot of Nanas too, but like, I clutched a lot of Veronicas, and like I plus 10 her before Nana, and I think I only got like 4 Emblas. But yeah, God, she is such a strong character. And then this is just like her base kit build for like Summoner Duels. Or like Arena Assault or whatever. That's that. Let's see. Okay, that's all the reds. On to the blues. Unfortunately, there's not a lot to say about Fjorm. Fjorm has fallen off big time. I think when she got her remix for Fine, and she was on... Oh, when she was on her remix banner, I don't know what possessed me to plus 10 her. But I had her at like plus 3. And for whatever reason, I went in on that remix banner and just plus 10'd her. I don't even remember why I did it. I just did it. Maybe she was sharing with a good blue that I also wanted. I don't remember. Could not tell you. Could not tell you. But yeah, there she is. Again, I only use her if she's like a bonus unit. Aside from that, there's nothing to really use her for. Alright, here's the man, the myth, the legend, Ephraim. I want to give him a better build, but for now, this is like his like basically base kit. What a good refine, honestly. I think a lot of people kind of view it as like a mid refine, but I like it a lot. This is a good refine. I use him as a part of my Earth Core for Arena. I use him in Arena Assault to counter certain units depending on what the season is. That's mostly it. Like, I don't use him in Ether Raids or Summoner Duels. That could change depending on, like, how I change his build, but speaking of different builds, this is what I like to call the Chrom Buster build. He denies Chrom's... Well, he doesn't have NFU, but, like, No, he kind of does. Yeah, so as long as he outspeeds Chrom, which is why I give him the lull, Chrom doesn't get his auto double. So, this is the Chrom Buster Ephraim. And, believe it or not, this is the Julia Buster Ephraim. Or at least it used to be. I'll be honest, I haven't tried him out against Julia the Header Refine. But I used to use him to, like, be a mage tank in Arena. Because I didn't, like, have a lot of options at the time. And surprisingly, it worked. As long as he didn't get one shot, he could kill on retaliation. Yeah. And that was before it was refined, but again, I doubt he could take a refined Julia now. But yeah, that's that. I've mostly retired this build. I don't remember the last time I actually used the mage tank build. I mostly use his Chrom Buster build. This is probably my favorite build that I have for him. And yeah, that's that. Moving right along. Oh, actually, I guess I should talk about when I plus 10'd him. That banner where IS, like, had an oopsie, and it was, like, the first banner where, like, I think it was, like, the first Thanos snap, where 4-star specials were a thing, but they fucked up, and it didn't work, so you could still get pity broken by garbage. So I took advantage of that big time, and I just counted the blue 5 stars until I had, I think, 9 or 10, because I only had like 1 or 2 copies of Ephraim at the time. So I just counted blue 5 stars until I had enough, and then waited for them to give me my Ephraims after the fact. And that's when I plus 10'd them. Okay, here's Nephenee, one of my favorite units. And this is basically, dude, I want a Resplendent for her so bad. Like, I want a re-refine for her though. Like, ugh, dude. The novelty of her being an armor buster is like no longer a thing. Like, armors have just gotten too strong for effective damage to really matter on old units. Like, she used to be really good at enemy phasing armors, but now, dude, I don't know. Now, not so much. Yeah, I still like her, though. Maybe depending on whatever the Arcane Lance is, maybe I'll give that to her. Because this is, like, a decent build. I think this is the only build I have on her, actually. Oh, no, I have this. Which isn't this not the same, actually? This is exactly the same build. What? I have no idea. Alright, whatever. Oh, well, I mean, she has a bonfire build, but I guess she just doesn't have that right now. She has ether as well. Oh, this is her bonfire build. Wait, what? Oh, my bad. Yeah, usually I run bonfire on her. But I think the moon bow variant is just a little better, because she could, like, retaliate with a moon bow. Alright, anyways, that's Nephenee. There's nothing to say here. There's literally nothing to say about this. Is there just... I got pity broken by her before she was Thanos snapped, and then I got 4-star specials of her, like, pretty often, and she's plus 10. I didn't invest into her at all. She's just... She's a dancer, and that's it. Dimitri Kun. Here he is. The man himself. Regrettably, I don't use him in Arena as much since I plus 10'd male Byleth, but yo, this Dimitri kicks some serious ass. Like, NFU as a Sacred Seal is all he needed to be, like, a one-man wrecking crew. Because I used to have him paired with, or I guess I still do. I had him paired with Fallen Lilith just for the NFU support.
Moderate
but, like,
your mischief making, will you?
Okay, obviously he doesn't need that anymore, right? So, yeah, I used to also use him as a raid boss in Summoner Duels, but I have since retired that, because now Ellawood is tied up with my Ninja Leg Yarn as my new raid boss. But, yeah, basically I only really use him in Arena these days. Or, like, sometimes I'll put him on a Ether Raids defense team if it's water season with, like, not this build. This was his raid boss build in Summoner Duels, because I would just have him out there by himself. But this build right here is what I would use if I had him on a defense team in Ether Raids. This is the true damage build. He just goes out and kills shit. But, yeah. That's Dimitri. I think that's all the builds I have on him. Yeah. Well, that's Dimitri. There's a lot of units I have that are like just old +10s for arena purposes that I just don't have much to say about. It's Gwendolyn. She used to be an arena score bot, but now she's just here. I don't use her for anything anymore. Kind of the same story with this Hilda. It was in my 4-star special +10ing phase. I just +10'd her because she was a 4-star special. I do like Hilda. Hilda is one of my favorite units from Three Houses. Just for the record, but yeah. I don't really use this Hilda for anything anymore. Not even in Arena Assault or Arena at all anymore. She's fallen off big time. Unfortunately. Berkut. Not much to say. Berkut is probably my favorite villain of any Fire Emblem game. So that's just that's the only reason why I +10 him. I just like him as a character. But his build is not that amazing. I mean, this is an old build, as you can probably see, but yeah, I don't really use him for anything. I just +10 him because I liked him. And that's about it. Kind of the same story with this Berkut. Kinda just +10'd him because I like him a lot. Like, Berkut is one of those units that I just like. So, I mean, I don't have a +10 dancing Berkut, but, you know, I might be dumb, but I'm not that dumb. Yeah, unfortunately his Refine is not good. I was really hoping his Refine would be amazing, but sucks. It sucks. So the only real investment I put into him was swapping out his stance for Mirror Stance, and that's basically it. It goes without saying I don't really use him for anything. So yeah. We've got Finn. There was another phase I went through where if a Grail unit was a Forma, I would build them and Forma them just to have as a potential bonus unit. But yeah, and because you'll see this is a common trend. I have a lot of like +10 Grails that I don't use ever. And this is one of them. Again, he was a Forma, so I got him, and he was one of the original Formas, so his build sucks. You get Death Blow and like Hone Attack 4 were like the best tier 4 skills you could get at the time. Like, he was one of the original Forma units. So, that's Finn. Brave Ellawood. One of my favorite units that I have. A Refine that is actually very good, and holds up even to this day. I gave him a dual Cav 4, and he actually holds his own in the upper echelons of Arena. Scoring, not so much, but with Dueling Crests, I can get scores with him that'll keep me in tier 21. I don't use him that much in Arena these days, but, sometimes. If I don't know what else to do, sometimes. And yeah, he's just another one of those units that he was a Forma, so I just took the Forma to get, like, another, like, premium kit on him, and that's it. He's really good for Arena Assault picks. And that's pretty much all I use him for, actually. I don't really use him in anything else other than just arena assault. You see he's got other sets. What the hell? Something's wrong with my pen. Hold on. It's like touching the screen before it touched the screen. Let's see if I can reset it. Alright, there you go. So this... Alright, my pen is just fucked. This is... basically the set I got. Like, I got, Catch and Flow Force and the Ninja Yari from, the Formasoul. And I think the C skill I got was Attack Smoke, actually. But this is just an alternative set that... I don't know when I would use this, to be honest. It's just something that I thought was a good idea, so I put it together. But, like, mostly what I use on him is, like, this is just the Brave Eirika build. This is what he used for the longest time. Like, this was his original build. This is, like, after he was plus 10 and such. But then, usually I'll just, like, keep this set on him nowadays. And that's Ephraim. Alright, moving along. Oscar is one of my OG plus 10s. But, like, I don't use him anymore at all for anything, because he's just outdated, and there's just better supports out there. Regrettably. His Refine is still good, like, as a support, like, as a stat stick for other cav units and stuff, but other than that... And I think, back when Summer Mia, like the Harmonic Summer Mia was a thing, I got an extra copy of her, so I just foddered him so he could finally have Swift Sparrow 4. Or Swift Sparrow 3, because he had Swift Sparrow 2 for the longest time, and I wanted to give him an upgrade, so that's where, like, the snag came from. But that's it. He used to be, like, my Gale Forcer. He used to be my Gale Forcer for, like, Roker Sieges, but now, I've since retired him for, like, better units, right? We have, Eldigan. This was actually a good... Forma, like Grail Forma that I got. Like, I actually use him. He's a Gale Forcer for me in Astra Season. He's a good dancer in Arena Assault picking. Like, this was actually a good unit that I made. And I don't really have much else to say other than, you know, he speaks for himself. A lot of people plus 10 this unit. But instead of having him on AR defense, I have him on AR offense as a Gale Force, like, support dancer. And he's good. He does his job well. Mordecai, one of my... When he first became a thing, I was like, I want to plus 10 this guy as soon as I get the copies that I need. And, like, every chance I got, I would summon blue for free and just hope for a Mordecai. But I think it actually took, like, a good 3 or 4 months before I got the copies I needed. Like, I was pretty unlucky with Mordecai copies, but like I said, as soon as I got enough, I plus 10'd him. And he's, like, hands down the best beast support unit that I have. This was a set I used on him when he was a bonus unit that one time. After he got his Refine, he was a bonus unit, so I, like, gave him just some tier 4 skills so he could be a bonus unit. Yo, my pen is freaking out. I'm gonna have to cut that out. It, like, opened my camera. Okay. The pen's retired for the night. Okay. So, yeah, that's, like, his set when he was a bonus unit. This is his... Like I said, I used to have a Beast Squad in Summoner Duels, and this was his Summoner Duels set. And it was so good, but that bitch Brave Eirika cut him down so many times that, you know, that's why he has Escutcheon instead of Bonfire, so Escutcheon keeps him alive, but yeah. Steady Stance didn't really do much for him. When you have units like Brave Eirika, they can just ignore the guard effect. And then this is like an alternative set with Bonfire that I never use. It's either this for Summoner Duels or this. Actually, I never use, like I said, I only use that one time for Arena. Alright, moving on. Another Forma that was very productive to get. Probably one of my favorite units. This was a set I used on him. Well, this was like a normal chill before, but I used like a double fortress set on him before the Forma. And then like after the Forma, I think I gave him this because I started using him in Summoner Duels. And I had an extra Ninian, so since I was giving him Pulse Tie anyways, I gave him that like copy of Dancer Bakut that was in the manuals. And then I just fed him a Ninian and got Canto Control from Hall of Forms. And then this is his set for Yuri of Infantry Pulse, so Yuri can get his lethality right away. And that's pretty much it. Not much else to say. This I wanted to give him Canto Control for whenever I revive my B squad for Summoner Duels, or actually no, I use him on a Yuri team in Summoner Duels, but yeah. Anyways, Naesala, the blue one. This is his Tibarn but blue set that I used for a while. But like nowadays, I'll usually use this set right here, which is a little bit better for how he functions. Not a lot to say. If you have him, you know he's good. Again, he was a part of my Summoner Duels B squad before I had to retire it. I think eventually, after he got his refined, I swapped Tibarn off for Naesala, so I basically just had this Naesala in Pirate Naesala, so I'd have some blue coverage for red units. And that's basically it. Yeah, and that's the story with him. I don't really use him anywhere else. Well, again, Arena Assault, right? He's a good counter pick in Arena Assault. Alright, here she is. Oh my goodness, here she is. How do you look? How do you think this is not a good unit? I feel like so many people underestimated how good she could be. Like, I know I can see why you would think she was underwhelming when you first look at her, but like, taking in combat stats from allies is the wave of the future. Because we're getting to a point where having visible buffs on yourself is dangerous because of panic, because of, well, mostly panic, I guess, like panic effects. And either just they can be neutralized, or they can be panicked, or they can be stolen by like herself, right? So like when I saw that she could take stats not only from the enemy but from someone behind her as well, I was like, how is this not going to be like a premier raid boss? This is nuts. And that is exactly how I use her. This is just an arena set, right? This set is what I call Legendary versus the world in Summoner Duels. It's just, if something kills her, it sucks. But like, for example, Brave Self kills her outright, but for the most part, she gets the job done. But like, this is a unit I use everywhere. Like, I use her in arena. I use her in AR offense. I'll put her on AR defense for Chaos Season sometimes. Arena Assault if she's not part of my core. Summoner Duels, I use this unit everywhere. She is phenomenal. And this is my favorite build on her that I have. This is her Summoner Duels build. This is her Raid Boss build that she has the near save Summer Edelgard protecting her. And as long as she's in vantage range, there's almost nothing that can kill her. She vantage kills whatever. Like, she has won so many Summoner Duel matches for me. I love this unit. Oh, man. This might be my favorite plus 10 from this year. So great. Plus, like, Leg Yarn and Fjorm. More so, Leg Yarn is, like, probably my favorite OC. But I also like Fjorm a lot, too. Which is probably why I plus 10 OG Fjorm when she was on that remix banner, right? But, like I said, I don't remember why I plus 10'd her. It's probably because I like Fjorm. Anyways, this here, a 5-star masquerading around as a 4-star. I mean, this unit is cracked, right? Everybody agrees. This is the best 4-star special in the fucking game, bar none. He's nuts. He is a 5-star unit disguised as a 4-star. What were they thinking with this? He's phenomenal, right? He's crazy. Really good. So, like, obviously I got a Summer Dimitri along with him, just to give him the menace. As well as catch. And, yeah, not a lot to say. Sometimes I'll use him in Summoner Duels. Mostly SDS. Usually when I say Summoner Duels, I'm talking about SDS, when you can make multiple teams. This is like another set, which is the same, basically, but with Moonbow and Rain. And this here would be his Summoner Duel set. But yeah, I use him for Summoner Duels, I use him for Arena Assault. Don't use him... Sometimes he'll be on an AR offense team, but... I've recently changed the team that he was on. I might have to put him back on, though, because he is good. Okay. Ileana. This is like the same case as with Mordecai. Basically, as soon as she was unveiled as a 4-star, 3-star, 4-star demote, as soon as I got the copies, I plus 10'd her. And actually, this build was specifically for Arena Assault to be a Summer Byleth hard counter. So she doesn't outspeed her, but she gets enough speed that Byleth doesn't double her, and she can counter. Sometimes she would kill, sometimes not, depending on if she had a res rally or something, but the point was her to just enemy phase her so I could get things started, and she did her job well. But again, that was a different time. Summer Byleth isn't really around anymore because of power creep and such. But yeah, that was her main purpose, and she did it very good, or very well. And Micaiah, as I alluded to before. This is her her main set, because I mostly used it for her AR offense and light season with Black Knight covering her. I have since retired that team because it didn't really work out that well anymore, but for the time that I did use her for that, she did very well. Again, I think throughout the years from pity breaks and 4-star specials, I had her at +7 or +6, and her Resplendent was +7. So when her first revival banner came, I spent 300 orbs, and I only got 1 copy. So after that, I swore off revival banners because that just put a sour taste in my mouth. And I got the last 2 copies as just 4-star specials as time went on. Now there are some 4-star specials that I actually did +10 before this happened. But like, this was the revival banner that turned me off of revival banners, and I don't touch them anymore. But yeah, this is her old AR offense set, and then this is a set that I will use for Arena Assault. just she has a lull instead of the what you call it, Null Sea Disrupt, and Iceberg instead of Noontime. Alright, Reinhardt. I mean, who doesn't have a +10 Reinhardt in their arsenal, right? He, there's not much to say. Arena Assault. I've never put him in ARD, but, like, actually, no, I have put him in ARD before. Because he actually does have an ARD build. Yeah. He has, this. I thought he had a tier 4 of that, actually. Does he not? Oh, he doesn't. Oh. Anyways. Yeah, that's Reinhardt. There's not a lot to say. Who doesn't have a +10 Reinhardt? Thorr, another one of my favorite +10s. Ooh, baby. Look, I'm not going to tell you why I did it. Just know that it was for degenerate reasons. Enough said, right? Oh my god. But, I specifically summoned a spare Ninja Corin, or Ninja Camilla, so I can give her Seal Res for arena scoring purposes. But, like, it's also just really good on her, too, right? Helps her secure one-shots. She's just so good. Like, she's a strong combat unit. She's a strong support unit. Like, just a good unit, man. Summer was... Ooh, boy. Summer was an expensive time. Not gonna lie. It was bad. Anyways, there's that. This is like an AR, or a Summoner Duels support set. This is her like Blazing Thunder, like turn 2 Blazing Thunder. Sabotage attack is like a staple for her in Summoner Duels. A lot of people run that. Do I have a different build too? Yeah, I have like a close salvo build, again, just because I did sack that Camilla to her, so I just threw this together. I've never used this set, but it's there. So there's Thorr, moving right along. Huh, we're into green now. Yeah, good. Oh, here is Daggr. I like Daggr, but I actually never chased merges for her. She just kind of popped up every time I summoned on green in, Actually, you know what did it? When... do I tell the story now, or do I tell a story later? I think I'll save the details for later. But basically... I got her to +8 on the banner where Eitri and Thorr debuted. And then I got the last 2 merges on, like, a subsequent banner later on. And, yeah. While I never chased merges for her, she is one of, like, a favorite OC of mine, and, I'm glad to have her. This is, like, a different set for, like, Gale Force squads on Light Season. And that's about it. Mostly I just used this build, though, as like a general use build. I used to bring her in Arena, like in Light Season, but now I've got more and more units to choose from that I haven't really used her that much recently. Raven. Raven's just a favorite unit of mine from FE7. So when he got Resplendent, I +10'd him and gave him like a usable build. I'll use him in, like, Arena Assault, but that's it. But yeah, he's a good Gale Forcer for, like, Arena Assault. Brave Ike. I feel like a lot of people also have +10 Brave Ikes out there. But, like, when Brave Ike fell off, the player base split. You either tried to salvage him and make him keep working, or you cut your losses and moved on to other units. Clearly you can see I cut my losses and moved on to other units. As much as I like Ike, as I've said before, I don't particularly enjoy struggling to make old units stay, like, in the meta. Usually I'll just move on to something newer and better. I should stop, because that gets expensive, but What could I say? It's fun for me. So, this was like his OG build that a lot of people used for like Ether Raids offense. And that's basically mostly what I have for him. There's like this too, I guess. And like, yeah, it's about it. It's not a lot to say about him, unfortunately. Arthur, or as I like to call him, All Might. There was, I don't know if you're going to know what this means, but a long time ago, like year 1 of the game, there was like this All Might video showcasing Arthur, and my stupid brain saw that. It gave me goosebumps. I was like, yo, I want to make that. And this thus was born All Might Arthur. This is the exact build from this video still. The Brazen Devrez, Wrath, and Attack Smoke. And he's supposed to have a sack of gifts, which he does have, but his Refine is just better, so this is the build now. And I never use them anymore. So there you go. Hey. Fjorm. I mean, it's Ascended Fjorm. What is there to say? I plus 10'd her as soon as she was unveiled, because that was the beginning of a meta that I knew was going to be around for a long fucking time. And like, a save armor that had Null Seed Disrupt where no other save unit would have that, probably for a long time, and still doesn't to this day. This was a good investment, what can I say? She has withstood the test of time. She's like, what, a year and a half old now, and she is still very good. Summoner Duels is where I mostly use her now. Admittedly, she's fallen off as a save tank, but like, with Ymir behind her, she holds up in Summoner Duels. Not so much in offense these days, but she can get by. I still like her a lot. Basically, the only variations of her set that I have is like either Deflect Magic or Deflect Missile. Or like Mystic Boost is what I used to run on her, but now I opt to run Deflect Missile on her because of Legendary Shez. But if it's not Fire Season, I'll keep Deflect Magic on her. Okay, Surtr. There's nothing to say. There's really nothing to say. When Surtr first released, and there was like that banner where it was just him, and I think, yeah, Yulgar. It was only him and Yulgar as focus units. I think I got a +5 copy of him and like 300 orbs. And that was a time where I was just a dolphin and not a whale. So I just stopped at +5. And then just from pity breaks, I got him to +10. So here he is. Used him in Arena for a little bit. Obviously he has fallen so far off, he's not even on the earth anymore. But yeah, what I use him for now is for bound hero battles. Like in those like quests where you need to get kills with the Askr trio or like a random Grail unit, I just have him stand in front until he splashes enough damage that I can just easily get the kill, and that's it. That's what I'm used for. That's what he's used for now. Oh, he has fallen from graces so hard. It sucks. Sheena, same story as with Guinevere. Gwendolyn, not Guinevere. Same story as with Gwendolyn. There's not a lot to say here. She used to be in my arena core, and now she's not. That's it. Hector. One of my original +10s. Hector is actually one of... Okay. Hector, Legend Hector, and Legend Lynn were my two very first +10 5-star exclusive units, because they color shared on the banner that I went in on, because I decided... I think that banner is when I decided I wanted to try to score higher in Arena. And so this, I figured, I had like Hector at like +6 at the time. But then like I got a lot of Lynn's too before I +10'd Hector, so I just +10 them both. And then I had, you know, a Wind Legend and a Fire Legend. And that's the story there. Obviously I don't use him in Arena anymore because he has fallen off. He could still hold his own, but he doesn't score high anymore. So it's just another situation where I only use him if he's the bonus unit. But like he's also good to have around in like Chaos season for his Osteopulse. Like I've had him on some Chaos defenses that done well. So, you know, I still use him, just not a lot. This might be his only set actually. Yeah. So I do use him, just not that much. Ephraim. This is Valentine's Gustav, but Ephraim. This was a case of me +10ing a unit off of a revival banner because I wanted to, and it actually went like okay. Like I said, Makai is the one that made me like stop touching them, but this was before that. So, yeah. Ephraim's just a unit that I like a lot, so when his first revival came around, I +10'd him and fed him a Halloween or Valentine's Gustav and just made him a near save unit. And I figured it'd be good because he has healing off his weapon per hit, but like, look, I'll admit it, he's not a great near saver, but he can work. And yeah, that's the story of Ephraim. That's like the build I use on him. I don't really have any other builds. Okay, here she is. Edelgard. Another Swiss Army knife unit of sorts. You can build her to fill pretty much any role you want. Near save, far save, general attacker, I guess. She's not as versatile as Summer Edelgard, but she's still quite versatile with her Refine now. So this is basically what I use on her now, like as a near save. I mean, this is how like everybody uses her. Sometimes she'll have deflect melee if I have her on like an AR defense, which she's always on an anima defense now. So like she'll have deflect melee to protect her from Summer Edelgards. And that's like basically it. I have, oh well, there's that with Pavis. So deflect melee and Pavis saves her from Summer Edelgard. And then this is a far save variant that she's not the best far saver out there. She's obviously a much better near saver, but this gets the job done when I need it to. And that's basically it. That's basically it. And then there's Frederick. I built him as a bonus unit for Arena 1 week, and that was it. Don't really use him anymore. I used to use him in Arena Assault, but again, I have like better things to choose from now, so I don't really use him that much anymore. Especially since you don't really, ironically, you like don't see armors in Arena anymore. It's just all like flying duos. So yeah, he's kind of fallen off as a Arena Assault counterpick. Walhart. I feel like he's one of those units where his Refine was so good, everyone just kind of built him up, and I was one of those people. Not a lot to say. I had him in some AR offense teams, like, way back when, that just don't work anymore, so I've retired him. I don't really use him for anything anymore because of that. Sometimes I might use him as an AA counterpick, but yeah, he's just kind of there now. Thorr. Alright, this is where I'll tell the story. This is where I will tell you the sad story of that banner. Alright, so when Eitri and Thorr debuted, I just wanted one copy of Thorr, man. Just one. One's all I wanted. Only one. Guess how many orbs it took? This was before sparking was a thing, okay? Literally, the next banner after this is when they introduced sparking on Legend Mythic banners. And I was both happy and livid at the same time. It took 700 orbs to get one Thorr on that banner. And by the time I had gotten one Thorr, Eitri was at +5, and Daggr was at +4. And I got one Thorr. And I was like, fuck. And she was minus attack too. And I was like, dude, you know what? At this rate, I may as well just try to get +1 now. So, okay. Alright. So I spend some more orbs. By the time I got another Thorr to make her +1, Eitri was +8, and Daggr was +7. Oh my god, I was like, what the actual fuck? So at that point, I was like, you know what? I may as well just keep going until Eitri's +10. Because I was like, I may as well at this point. Like, she's close enough. So I +10 Eitri. Daggr got the +8. Thorr only got to +3. I didn't care about +10ing Thorr. It's just the principle of the thing. Like, that banner was both kind of lucky, but cursed at the same time. So, anyways. So yeah, I got Eitri. That's the story of how I +10 Eitri. Yeah, so here's Thorr. I wouldn't +10 Thorr until that all green banner that came from A Hero Rises or whatever it was. It was like Thorr, Ninja Corrin, and then whatever, I don't even remember now. But, yeah. So I +10 Thorr off of that all green banner. And that was that. That is the story of Thorr. It's more of a Eitri story, but I was chasing a Thorr copy, is why I decided to tell it now. So, yeah, there you go. That's Thorr. Leif! Leif has a similar story. I used to have her on my Summoner Duels Beast team. And she would, like, her role on that team was to, like, kill Brave Hectors for me. But, like, that didn't last long. She worked for a little while, but, you know, with trenches and stuff, I decided that having her was more of a detriment than an asset, so I retired her pretty quick. Now, I +10 this Leif on the double hero special that had Winter Sothis on it. Right? It was a similar story as what happened with Thorr and Eitri. I wanted to +10 Leif. I don't even remember why I decided that I wanted to chalk it up to she's a Pelleas unit. She actually is one of my favorite Gallia characters from Pelleas. But anyways, I will you know what, maybe I'll tell the story when I get to Sothis, because it's kind of a sad story. Alright, anyways, that's Leif. Alright, recent. Not a lot to say. This is just, you know, the same story as with Mordecai. When he was introduced as a 3 to 4 star unit, as soon as I had enough copies, I +10'd him. And he's basically just he's a support for, like, the B squad in Summoner Duels, and that's basically all. I have him on a light team now, like a B squad for light, but I don't use that team very much, so yeah, this is basically it. Not a lot to say. This was like when I was young and foolish, I thought I could use him in a arena, but, you know, Sing doesn't score very well, so such that it is. There's racing. Alright, look, here's Sothis. Good. let me get another log on my fire, and I will tell you the story. Okay. So what happened was... Oh, bless you, Luna. Luna sneezed. Okay, so what happened with this is, on that Double Hero Special, I chased merges for New Year Leaf, right? I got so many Sothis. Like, Sothis got to +8. Right? Like, it was a weird timetable thing. Like, Sothis got to +8, and Leif was only at, like, +5 or 6, something like that. And as I continued, Leif got to +10, but Sothis was still at +8, right? So I was thinking, like, she would have been +10 before Leif, but that wasn't the case. And I figured, well, I mean, Sothis is going to be a good, like, arena unit, and, like, she's close enough. Let's just finish Sothis, too. I shit you not. I could almost +10 a second Leif before I got 2 more copies of Sothis. Be careful with these banners, guys. Like, oh my god, it's... Ugh, they're so shit sometimes. But anyways, needless to say, I've never wanted for lull speed defense fodder, because I just have it. And yeah, I actually might be out of my Leif manuals by now, or I might only have 1 left, but yeah. That's what happened there, and that's the sad story of how I +10'd Sothis. I really hope she gets a good refine. Otherwise, this is going to be so sad. Alright. Ninian. So, this here... Ninian... I went ham for, because, well... I mean, if you guys saw the video, it's on my channel. It's like $1,500, not dollars, Jesus, 1,500 orbs versus Legend Male Byleth, right? Because I wanted to +10 Byleth. I only had him at +3, and I wanted to +10 him. And, I mean, Ninian was so good, I figured, let's see what happens, because, like Xander, too, I wanted Xander merges, I wanted Ninian merges. It was a good banner for me. So anyways, if the story is old as time as far as I'm concerned, I +10'd Byleth, Ninian was at like +4, Xander was at like +5, kept going, I wanted to +10 Ninian. By the time I +10 Ninian, Xander was only +8. But I actually got enough Byleths to +10 a second Byleth. Be careful, guys. This shit sucks sometimes. But, yeah, I just kept the Byleths as manuals because I don't see the point in having 2 +10s of one of the same legendary. So I will never want for ideal fodder, or times pulse fodder. There's that, I guess. At first I didn't care because I thought he had Ruptured Sky, but he doesn't. Sadly, he does not. Draconic Aura just goes into Sublime Heaven. He doesn't have Ruptured Sky. So fucking sad, dude. Oh well. Sucks sometimes. So, this is her arena set. I have Joint Drive Attack just because it's like a general use thing. But she also has, as you'll see, this is her support set. I also did give her Infantry Speed Tactic, which I will run on her in arena if I have infantry units on my team. But like, typically I'll probably use Joint Drive, right? And yeah, this is like her set for like summoner duels, or like if I have her on a AR defense team, if it's water season. It's just good. What a good C skill. What else do I have on her? I think this might be it. And I have like a Gale Force set on her. If I have her on an offense set, she can like fly in and kill something, or like dance someone and then kill something after. And Blue Feud just to like deal with like Ascended Iduns and Brave Hectors and stuff like that. And yeah, there's Ninian. One of like my best legends that I have. She's just like a cracked out unit, dude. Ninian, or Lynn. I already told the story of Lynn. She's one of my two original 5+10 5-stars. Unfortunately, she's not really good. Her refine is good, her remix is good, but like, she doesn't score well such that it is. She needs outside support to like secure kills, but you know, it is what it is. This is an old set she had. This is like an old AR offense set that I used to use on her, but she had like guard bow instead of the refine. And then this is just a set with Ruptured Sky, which is the same as her main set with Deadeye. And that's pretty much it. Not too much to say about Lynn. Here's a Winter Jafar, which, again, he was a Grail unit, so I +10'd him just in case I would need him as a bonus unit. Was never the case. Literally never use him, because as a fire save, he is really bad. And yeah, I don't really have too much to say about him. He's he's not good, man. He's not a good unit. Bowie. What do you say about Bowie? There's not a lot to say about him. It's just Bowie. I think, again, I +10'd him when he was a bonus unit for Arena, and then never used him for anything again after. Ileana. Yeah. So, this is actually the same story as with Pirate Naesala and Vika. I went in on that young Ike banner, pulling greens and reds. So, because I wanted to +10 young Ileana. So by the time Ileana was +10, I had like enough copies of Mia to like +4 her. And then Ike, I only ever got 2 copies of Ike, so, you know. But I already told that story, and here's Ileana. This is the only build I have for her. I think I only used her as like a bonus unit in Arena that time, when that banner was around. But like now, she's just a really solid counter pick for Arena Assault. And that's like the only place I'll use her these days. Alright, Eitri. You've heard the Eitri sad tale. However, I will say, now that I have her, I'm really glad that like that banner worked out the way that it did, because I feel like Eitri was really underestimated. I certainly underestimated her myself. I didn't think she was going to be near as good as she is. Because like, wow, this is a strong character. Like, really strong character. Like, I'll use her in Summoner Duels sometimes. I use her in Aether Raid's offense when it's fire season. I use her on Aether Raid's defense when it's fire season. I use her in chaos defense a lot of the time. Like, she's just so good. People underestimate her. Like, people will just try and enemy phase her like she's nothing, and everyone just underestimates her, man. Like, she kills, like, she's very deceptively bulky and strong. She's just deceptively strong. And yeah, I'm just surprised at how often she's underestimated, and like people will try to enemy phase her and she just kills. Not with this build. This is the set I'll use on like defense and SD with Moonbow and Pulse Smoke. But yeah, dude, like what a unit. She's really strong, and I'm glad I have her. Despite the story I told, I'm glad I have her. Alright, here's Brave Micaiah. I actually think I might have +10 Brave Micaiah off of a revival banner. I don't remember if it was just from 4-star special pity breaks or whatever, but I'm pretty sure it was from a revival banner that I did this. And then, of course, she was a Forma, so I took the upgrade. I don't really use her that much anymore. I used to use her in Astra Season the same way I used base Micaiah, but she's kind of fallen off. I don't really use her that much anymore. I'll use her in like AA, but that's it these days. Like, that's pretty much it. This right here is the set that I would use in AR offense. Like, this was in the era of Fallen Edelgard, I put Windsweep on her specifically so that she could kill Fallen Edelgard, and that's it. And it worked, right? But that era has come and gone, and she's just not that useful anymore, sadly. And this is like a support role thing that I slapped together, but I don't really use this build ever. It's either this or this. So there we go. That's Brave Micaiah. Now we're into the colorless. We're almost done, guys. Oh my god, this is going to be such a long video. But okay, here we go. Cannigus. What do you say about Cannigus? He is like one of the premier fire saves in the game. I mean, if you have him, you refine them and you build them. And this is how you build them. This is just it. There's no other... This is the correct way to build Cannigus. Any other build is incorrect. So, anyways. That... Cannigus is someone that I got a lot of pity breakers of before he was a 4-star special. So, like, I sacked a few of him for distant defense on some units, but like I've gotten so many pity breaks of him that like I still had enough manuals of him to +7 him going into his refine. Actually, I think I had a +8 of him actually, and yeah, it was +8 because I remembered thinking to myself, oh man, if only I didn't fodder him, he would be +10. But you know, I got 4-star special copies of him, and here he is. He's +10. He's done. Max flowers and all that. And yeah, that's it. He's really fucking good. I use him in mostly summoner duels, but he's also on like some light teams in offense, as you can see. My bad. Go back down. Here's Edelgard. Oh my goodness. The Bane of 2019. Or 2020. When did she come out? I think 2020? Anyways, the Bane of 2020. Maybe 2021, I don't remember, but yeah. When she was the scourge of the year she came out. Like, when she came out, you had to build so many hard counters for her, just for like Arena Assault, just because she was on like literally every team. She was on like everywhere in Arena, dude, everywhere. And when Air got her remix refine, I summoned a lot for Air, and I got Edelgard to +8 off of that banner, and I just stopped because Air's fodder isn't that good. So when Air was +10, I stopped. But like, she was +8, so I got 2 pity breakers of her, and that was it. And she was +10, so here she is +10, right? Yeah. I use her in, I mostly use her in Chaos Season for offense on a Gale Force squad. That's her main use case for me. Other than that, I have like some save builds, like this one here. I used this on my Beast team Summoner duel as a save tank before Cannigus got his refine. Like I retired her as soon as Cannigus got his refine. But I used to use this, and it worked pretty good. But now I just run like some variation of this for like Chaos Season, and that's it. Vika, I kind of told the story of. +10 because she's a 4-star special, and now she's kind of just a mage tank for me in like as a AA counter pick. She's pretty good as like a mage tank. That's why she has distant ward instead of like some other variation, because she's only a mage tank. That's it. That's the only thing I want her tanking. So I just gave her distant ward. And she has like this as another build for like, I don't know, just in case I needed her to take a pot shot at some melee unit, and I needed her, and like she needs the defense to live, so Gave her impact. And that's about it. That's Vika. Oh, Corrin. This is basically the same reason as with Sothis. I had to make her good again somehow. This was my answer. Basically just... This is just Halloween Corrin, but legend. This is worse Halloween Corrin, basically. God, I hope her Refine just has shield pulse in it, because that's all she needs, and she can function. We either need, like, well, even a shield pulse seal would be bad, because then you can't run distant counter, right? Like, she needs, anyways. This is her score stick build for Arena. Sometimes she can deal with stuff, sometimes she can't.
This path is the one I chose for myself. I have
and
no
then
regrets.
just her base kit with NFU. But this is, this is like, I never swap her off this build. Excuse me, never swap her off this build anymore. Duma. There was an Arena video I did that had Duma as like a save tank, and if you saw it, then you know that he can save you from some stuff that you wouldn't believe. He saved me from a duo Chrom, man. Like, what? Goddamn. He saved me from a Ninja Corrin. What? Goddamn. Anyways, he's good. His Refine, I didn't like when I first saw it, but look, I was wrong. I admit I'm wrong, and it's a good Refine. It's pretty good. He gets the job done. Same with his remix. I didn't like his remix what happened, but, you know, that, what it is whatever. His Refine is decent. So yeah, he's a staple on my Anima defenses just because he's +10, and he mitigates that score loss. Same for any other mythic I have that's +10, and I didn't mention it. They're just staple on like their respective seasons just because they're +10 and they mitigate the score loss. Yeah, sometimes he will be the fire save on Anima season. Other times he won't. It just depends on how I'm feeling. This is typically what I will run in Anima season if he's not the save tank. He'll just have, or like sometimes he won't even have distant counter though. It just depends on like what the team comp is. There's that. There's also this variation of like the main build, which I kind of prefer, but like this is what I'll use if I decide to have him as the fire save. But I don't know, like, it's easy for Ninja Corns, like max offensive Ninja Corns that kill him still. Like, there's a lot of stuff that just kills him, so like a lot of the time I'll decide not to have him as a fire save tank. But yeah, anyways, that's Duma. Oh, actually, the story about how I +10 Duma. I wanted the +10 Legend Alm really bad back in the day. And I remember I had, when Alm first came out, I think I got like a +1 of them. And then on Alm's rerun, I had like 900 orbs, and I was like, okay, I'm going to try and +10 Alm. And Duma, I got to like +7 before I got 1 Alm. And I was like, bro. So I just stopped, and I was like, dude, these banners suck. And I wouldn't +10 Alm for a while. Like, I +10'd Alm like recently. When I say recently, I mean like within the last year. And I actually think when Alm got his Refine, I had only just +10'd him on whenever his like rerun was prior to his remix. Because I didn't get merges for him on his remix. He was +10'd before his remix, but yeah. Alm was another sad story of +10'ing. And Duma was like a byproduct of that, but like I don't mind it because Duma's not bad. Robin. I don't know, I have a lot to say about Robin. She doesn't score well. I can't use her in arena unless she's like a bonus unit, then I'll bite the bullet and use her. I used to use her in AR offense, like way, way back in the day. She would be like a vantage tank. But like, when I say Robin was a vantage tank, you should know how long ago that was. I'm talking like year 2. Now her remix Refine made her pretty strong again, but like it doesn't matter, right? If she can't score in arena, then I can't use her. So it's unfortunate, but such that it is. I used to use her on my beast squad in summoner duels when she was like a bonus unit herself or whatever, but those times have come and passed. I don't even use her then anymore, honestly. She just doesn't work in summoner duels anymore because of speed creep. And like just stat creep in general. Like Dragon Ball doesn't even really do much for her anymore. So anyways, it's unfortunate. Alm. This is one of my most favorite units that I have. Like this is a unit. This is a tank buster. This guy kills shit. Whenever it's Earth season, he's a staple on my defenses for Earth season. And people do not respect him. They just try to save tank him, or they put like their raid boss out to tank him. You gotta respect Alm. He will kill you. He will kill you. Like, oh, dude, I love this unit. I use him in summoner duels. I put him on my defensive teams. I put him on my chaos defense teams. He's just so powerful after his refine. Holy shit, is he strong. And this is like his main set that I use. So like this is the set I have to run on him to have water sweep, because I'm forced to have NFU in the seal, and then I need flashing blade without. I need to have flashing blade since I'm not running times pulse. But I do have a variation of this build for him. Like there's this. Like this is a variant build I'll use if I'm not planning to like kill dragons with him or whatever, or like if I don't need him to fill that role, then I can have a slightly more offensive Alm, but like it's negligible. And that's it. But this is it. This is the build. I love this build. He's so friggin' good. God, I cannot. Saying I love my Alm is an understatement. He's so good. Okay. You have this guy. I don't have a lot to say about Inez. He's just one of those Grail units. He's one of those free units that's so good that everybody plus 10'd him, and I just did it to get on the bandwagon. And I mean, I never use him, right? Because I have other units to use. He's just here to have, like, not much to say. I don't use him anywhere. Shannon is another one of my favorite plus 10's. Again, the Forma soul was like an upgrade for him, so I took it. And this is like a... I don't know. I will, honestly, I have not used them since getting the Forma. I used to use them a lot. Not this build, because this is his Forma build, but... As good as this build is, I haven't really found a place to use them yet. This build here, before I formed him, I used to use him as an Omni tank in Ether raids, like offense, and it worked. For a while, it worked. Like when he first came out and I first plus 10'd him off like a Hero Fest, it worked for like a good 3 or 4 months, but like Omni tanks don't last very long, and he fell off pretty quick, unfortunately. But for the amount of time I had to use him, it was fun, you know, and he worked for a little bit. And that's the 2 builds I had for him. Let me see. Brave Claude. Not a lot to say about Brave Claude. This is, I have like a close foil, or I used to have a close foil build on him, but like, with his Refine, I feel like this is, for what I have on him, this is like the best build that I have, that I could give him right now. But for what it is, he works. He does quite well as a like a carry in Astra Season. You may or may not have seen me use him in my Ether Raid videos. Yeah, he's quite good. I only really use him in Astra Season. I don't really use him anywhere else. That's about it. Legend Claude. I mean, what do you say about Legend Claude? He's fucking good. He's my Earth Arena unit, along with Alm, until Nan is eventually plus 10. She's plus 8 right now, and then I'll probably regrettably retire Alm for Arena, but, you know, such that score creep is. And yeah, not a lot to say. He's, just Claude's one of my favorite units, like, in general. He is my favorite unit from 3 houses, so. I didn't plus 10 him right away, but I think it was like I might have plus 10 him on his 3rd rerun or something like that, but yeah. Basically, after I plus 10 Claude, I retired Ike from my Arena core. And then I've got like a close reversal build that I never used, to be honest. I thought that I would use this, but I never use this build. Like, I thought it might be cute to have that, like, close reversal on him, but, like, I never use it. This is the build that I always use. Another victim, another Summer Dimitri victim here. Yeah, there you go, there's Claude. Matthew is the very first character I ever plus 10'd. And regrettably, I never use him. I only have one build on him, this is it. He was like one of the very first units to be not refined, but like when the OG refines were a thing, I refined his smoke dagger and gave him like sturdy impact and stuff, and I don't know, I just never did anything with him, unfortunately. But for what it's worth, this was the first unit I ever plus 10'd, because he was hands down my favorite character from FE7. But yeah, I just don't use him anywhere. Soth, kind of a similar story. I plus 10'd him after he got his refine because it was really good. I don't know how many people know this, but his refine stacks with pulse smoke. Like you can, like if like say someone has Moonbow, or this might be how pulse smoke works, but yeah, if someone has like a pre-charged Moonbow and you hit them with Soth, and they don't die, but it'll go up to 2 charge instead of 1 charge. Maybe that's how pulse smoke works on things that are ready to go, but anyways, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but as far as I'm aware, pulse smoke stacks with his refine, and as good as he is, again, regrettably, I don't really use him anywhere. Someday maybe I should give him like a AoE build, and then I can use him for like PvE stuff, but for now, I don't use him, unfortunately. And that's the story of Soth. God damn it. So, Saizo, this is a very old plus 10. This exact build I copied from like a really, really old Arena run, like way back when. I got checkmated by like this Saizo build specifically because of Vantage and like all the splash damage he did, and because of that I basically plus 10'd him and made that same build, but I never ever used him anywhere. So anyways, that's, yeah, Saizo sucks. Air, I told the story of Air. I remember I summoned a spare copy of, or not a spare copy, but like I got a copy of Ninja Eye Green specifically so I could put C dual flying on Air because I had plus tender, and I thought it'd be really cool to use her in Arena. And it is really, really helpful to have Air in Arena for that healing, but again, score creep, I don't really use her that much anymore. So, unfortunately, it is what it is. This is like the build that I usually use on her for light season. disarm trap and guidance and all that. It's, you know, helpful. And then I have a like, this is like a general set I use on her for like AA. For AA counterpicking. But again, I don't use her. I usually only use her in late season, basically, and that's it. Oops. Okay, so yeah, that's her. Plus tender when she got her remix. Lynn. Here's Lynn. I plus tender when she like randomly popped up on that double special hero. She was like just randomly there. And I plus tender because I had like a +4 copy of her. I was like, well, you know, let's see how many I can get. You know, that I plus tend a lot of limited units off of double special heroes this year. Like a lot. Anyways, so this is like her arena build that I'll use her in. Like I swap her between like Earth and Wind season sometimes. This is her Ether Raid set with disarm trap. Usually I have her in Astra season, but I kind of retired her from Ether Raids, honestly, because she's kind of fallen off there. Yeah, that's basically it as far as she goes. I would like to have Speed Dev hold for her, but like Speed Smoke's kind of just a placeholder until I can get that. And the final unit of the video. +10 Mercedes. Now look, I like Mercedes, but this was a spiteful +10. I don't remember the banner it happened on, but before she was before she was demoted from 5-star, I was pity broken by her as a 5-star. And that pissed me off so much that I kind of tried to like take an L and turn it into a W. So I just kind of plus tender and gave her what I had laying around, and this was the result. And actually I do use her a lot for like AA and like PvE stuff. And specifically this is her Roker Siege build. I have her like as like a guard bot and stuff. So I do use her. I get quite a lot of use out of her, but admittedly she was pretty spiteful +10 for me. I have a lot of different builds for her, actually. Wow. Anyways. Yeah. And that's that. That is the Barracks tour. 2 hours, 13 minutes. Jesus H. Christ. Well, I sincerely hope this was enjoyable for everybody to watch. Hold on. I skipped Surtr. What the hell? How did I skip Surtr? I didn't show you guys Surtr. Is there anyone else I skipped? What the hell happened here? I like skipped Surtr somehow and went right over into Eitri. Is there anyone else I skipped? I don't think so. Alright, fine. We'll end the video on Surtr. I +10 Surtr on her debut banner. Why? Because I'm dumb. And that's it. A story as old as time itself. Whale being stupid. Yeah, and then, you know, I need the score mitigation. Or, like, the score help for Ether Raids. And that's basically it. I just thought that she would be a good investment, so...
Child of Midgard, I am known as...
I just thought she'd be a good investment, so I plus tender, and here she is. This was like her arena build, because I used her as a bonus unit recently. And then, that's actually the only build I have her. Eventually I'll give her a trace, but yeah, this is it for now. And that's the video. So, god damn, if you were here for over 2 hours, thank you so much for watching. I sincerely hope that it was enjoyable to listen to slash watch. Consider liking and subscribing. Leave me any thoughts you may have in the comments. And we'll see ya in the new year. Peace out.
We gotta let it get back, raise it with your best, so